What do you say we check out the merch? That's why we're here.
Hey guys, welcome to GameSpot Universe. I'm Buddy. I'm here with Sharlto. He starred in Free Fire. It was an ensemble cast. I want to talk about the ensemble-ness of this movie. There were so many great actors in this. You guys all were hilarious together, but what was that like? I mean, was there any competition at all?
Well, there definitely could have been. It could have really gone pear-shaped, but I think what happened was, in a certain way, I guess everyone was really sort of high-level actors and working to do stuff that was complementary to the, when you have maybe sometimes with a less experienced or whatever, not to diss anyone, but other actors might try and sort of compete in the wrong way, so you're both doing the same thing, so then everyone ends up like screaming, or you know what I mean? Like a good actor, if you're getting aggressive, they're not going to get, they'll play the opposite, usually, to make it more interesting, unless it's suitable that both people are like ripping each other's head off or whatever. So the kind of instincts, I think, for everybody was to do stuff that was complementary. To make a good ensemble, and Ben was obviously key to guiding that, and he's just quite remarkable in how, because to be honest, even while we were shooting, I thought, well, this is one thing on the page, but you're not going to balance this many characters. It's going to come down to like one or two main characters, and then the rest will be more periphery. But it's amazing the job they did in the editing of being able to balance everyone's story and give every character their moments. It's quite incredible.
Justine, how you tall? As gorgeous as ever. Well, you've put on a bit of weight.
There wasn't any, other than the snipers, any like real peripheral characters that I noticed. It seems like everyone was supporting each other a lot, and I've seen some interviews where you said that, but I gotta tell you that you definitely stole the screen a lot. And so
that's wonderful.
Did you know that you were, did you have?
That's what I was trying to do the whole time. Yes. I was just like, Ben, you just need to let me be the mouth. I want the flashiest suit. And let me just improv all over these f***ers. Because they won't know what's hit them. Let me just do that. And then I can just, totally just f***ing run wild with everyone else. So just let me loose, Ben. Just let me go. No, it wasn't that. But the true part about that is that I'm the mouth in a sense. So that's allowed, so you get to have more fun that way. There was, it was touch and go. There was a point where I was going to be the strong, silent, really most lethal guy in the room, and then it was like, well, Michael Smiley was kind of that, and Armie Hammer was very competent with a gun. So again, that comes down to like, well, what would work in a complementary way? If I was trying to be real, I would have been like, well, the South African would probably have easily been, the most lethal guy, or definitely one of the most lethal people in the room for sure in the 70s. If he was a gun runner, actually those guys in that era would have been extremely dangerous dudes. But there were, a bunch of them that were, Killian, these guys were hardcore. So it was like, well, it needs something else. It needs like something to counterbalance the intensity and amazingness that all those guys were bringing. So I was like, well, let's make him like he thinks he's great. And they did have that. Ben and Amy had that. I think that was one of the holdovers from even when they'd written the character as a British guy. That he was misdiagnosed as a child genius.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I think we got off on a little bit of a bad footing there, eh? I think what we need to do is just start afresh. So I'm going to be the gentleman.
The 70s suit, the mustache, all that. How comfortable were you in that?
I was surprisingly comfortable, and it helped that my wife really liked it as well. It turns out my wife is kind of digs the 70s man, a bit of. So I was like, hey, wow, okay, baby, that's all right. I'll just go and make dinner, and I'll see you at home later.
So you rocked it for after the
so
shoot?
It's actually like my full-on independent feminist wife was actually like, I don't mind a bit of, a little bit of good old masculinity. It actually still works.
Okay, just try not to hit any of the metal work, because I don't want to get any of those bling burns on my new suit.
Sorry, what was that?
This is from Savile.
So working with Ben, the choreography of shots, to me seems like it just an unfathomable task. Like moving, I know that it was a low budget film, and I know that it was actually your guys' feet, when you guys were crawling around and that type of thing.
Yes.
But what is it like like choreographing a fight scene like that, like from the acting perspective? I mean, are you seeing it top down, or are you just like, I'm going over here, I'm doing this now?
Ben had worked out. I mean, what was great about shooting in one location like that, they pre-lit everything, so we moved incredibly quickly. And Ben knew the sort of parameters of where we needed to go, and he'd worked out very specifically, you know, where the bullet hits were going to be, because they needed to know that all in advance to rig the set in that way. So there were places where you had to go, and then there was like a little bit of room to wiggle where you could say, Ben, could I go this here? And he'd be like, yes, okay. No, you can't. Like, then you have to go this way. But he had, you know, they did a lot of preparation. Ben came really prepared, and so you get this thing of like, he's really prepared, but then he creates this real sense of freedom and just fun, and you're shooting very quickly, which keeps it relaxed and sort of organic feeling. But he's really, you know, had to work all of that out at length in advance. I think he built it in one of the video game things. He actually built the set. He got his producer's son to like build it. What's that game where you like do one brick at a time or something?
Minecraft?
Thank you. He built the set in Minecraft. He got the son to build it.
Wow, yeah. That is such...
Yeah. So he had a 3D Minecraft set of the thing. There you go, Ben Wheatley. He really is a pretty exceptional dude to work with. It was a real treat.
Go for the case. What? You're a bird. They're not going to shoot the bird.
So you put on cardboard armor in this hilariously. You are always wearing something in every movie. You're either covered in dirt, open grave, Elysium, you have that power armor stuff.
Yes.
Maleficent, you've got armor. How did that, was that in the script?
That was, the cardboard armor was Ben and Amy, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, he'd read somewhere about that's what you die from, is the infection often. You know, so then they came up with this idea of that, and then sort of I was building on that with Army. So some of the fun stuff that would happen is like Army's actually incredibly knowledgeable on military stuff. He's probably, you know, not probably, he would be the best guy in the room with weapons, as the Texan, I suppose. You know, I'm claiming the second position, but he really is amazing. And so I asked him, I was like, dude, if I got shot here, because that was another thing that was happening. We were like, well, how long would I actually have? I'm hitting the arm. He says, no, you have this like golden hour and a half where, you know, if you haven't hit a major artery, you would easily have that amount of time. So that's now in the film, just from my chats with Army about like, all right, how long's it been? You know, we just threw that stuff in, and that was kind of, you know, that was the great kind of example of a collaboration with Amy and Ben, where, you know, they would write the stuff about the cardboard armor, and that kind of really informs, okay, that's a cool idea with the character, so he's interested in like the technicality of it. So, you know, then he's telling everyone else like, you've got an hour and a half, it's fine.
Vernon, these are the boys from across the pond.
Oh, everyone's from somewhere, eh? Justine, how you tall? As gorgeous as ever.
You have an amazing ability for dialects. And I gotta tell you that, like, I try to do dialects often. South African is the hardest. It's the hardest dialect ever. And you don't think so, I'm sure, because it's yours. You can do Scottish, you can do a damn good American, like Texan. What? Can you help us with some South African? Can you help us hit some vowels?
Well, I could try. I mean, but you gotta, the thing is, the stronger the accent is, the easier it is to do. So like, don't try to do mine, that'll just hurt you. Like, cause it's not strong enough.
Okay. You
have to go, like, that's the interesting thing too. Like, I've actually never done a movie in my own accent ever. Like, I've never done any of the films I've done speaking like I am now, which is weird. That is kind of strange. But anyway, you need to choose one that's stronger. So Vernon's actually a good example because the sounds are stronger for you to hit it. So try and do like sexy.
Sexy.
You see, that's not bad. Sexy. That's
sexy.
Good. Yeah, sexy. I am sexy.
I am sexy.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this quite strongly, yeah.
Yeah. There's an R
How's
in there.
it, doll?
How's it, doll?
Doll.
Doll.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. No, it's not.
Well, you see, the temptation for you is you're going to start sounding like you from New Zealand. See, it's very close. You started there. It almost felt like he was a New Zealander, didn't it? I think it did.
You are so good at dialects, dude. Thank you so much.
But there you go. Yeah, that was good though. I was impressed. That's a good South African. But yeah, go for the stronger version. Don't try to do the hardest stuff is like in the middle, you know, in the soft version of a dialect is tricky.
Thank you for the lesson, man. Guys, this is out in theaters April 21st. Free Fire, go see it. He's hilarious in it.